iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, let's get to some news before we dig into the box scores. The Redskins don't have a quarterback. When asked what the Redskins' plan is at quarterback, Jay Gruden replied, "We don't have one." Yeah, that is inspirational, Jay. I know if I was a Redskins season ticket holder, I'd be excited about this, right? I know that. And this guy needs to be fired yesterday. All right, now remember, we're going to start seeing over the coming days who is going to be missing practice. T.Y. Hilton missed practice on Wednesday. I don't care about it. I care about it on Friday. Sam Darnold not clear for contact yet. We'll have to see. Michael Gallup, Devin Singletary, Josh Allen, all these guys, Tyrell Williams. You know, all these issues start popping up, right? I'm not panicking about anything yet because it's way too soon in the week. What did we learn last week with Chris Godwin? What did we learn? We learned to relax. Because if we don't, we're going to panic and we're going to bench our good players, which we don't want to do. Okay? We don't want to do that. So please, I beg you, don't panic on Wednesday. Don't panic on Thursday. On Friday is the day that we can panic a little bit. Just a little. All right, let's go through the box scores. Washington and the Giants. There's nothing I want on the Redskins except to not look at them. I think my eyes, something turned to stone. I'm not sure what it was, but it can't be a good thing. All right, for the Giants, remember, Golden Tate is back. So don't get so excited about Darius Slayton and all these other guys. You're going to have Shepard, Ingram, Gallman, Tate. There you have it, in a nutshell. Okay? Philadelphia, Green Bay. People forget about this game. I never do. Okay, guys that I'm looking at. Dallas Goedert. Remember, if there's ever an injury to Ertz, Ertz got 8 targets. Goddard got 3. Goddard may get 6 if Ertz gets injured. Just throwing that out there. For Green Bay, let's see. MVS, 7 targets. Jimmy Graham, 9 targets. That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm not a big Graham fan, but I can't overlook 9 targets, especially if Devontae Adams is not playing this week. So Graham, Allison, MVS, Aaron Jones. Boom. Okay? New England and Buffalo, remember, there's a good chance that Josh Allen may not play this week, so we want to be careful, okay? It's Cole Beasley, John Brown, and everybody else. Now, look, I like Dawson Knox as much as the next guy. He got 3 targets. Zay Jones had 8. That's a lot of targets. Zay Jones had 8 targets. So let's not discount Zay Jones and cut him just yet. Give him another week. If something happened to Beasley or Brown, there is value there. For New England, Dorsett with 9, Edelman 7, Gordon 7, James White 10. It was a strange game. I do like Gordon this week. All right, Tennessee and Atlanta. Mohamed Sanu had 12 targets and Austin Hooper had 11. I don't think that's going to happen each week. I really don't. But Devonta Freeman didn't have a target. Ito Smith had 4, and he had 2 receptions. So let's keep our eyeballs on that. For Tennessee, Corey Davis had 6, Deion Lewis had 5, A.J. Brown 3. But A.J. Brown had such a good game, Dr. Roto. He did. He had a great game, but he only had 3 targets. So, you know, he maximized those targets, but he's not somebody that I'm dying to pay for. A few bucks. When they're winning, he's not going to get the football. When he's losing, you know, he'll get a little garbage time. So be careful not to overrate players like that. I think it's a mistake that people make. Cleveland and Baltimore. Mark Andrews had 8 targets. Marquise Brown had 7. Seth Roberts had 5. Seth Roberts had 5. Okay, nobody else. Boykin 3, Justice Hill 2. Not loving any of these guys. For Cleveland, Jarvis Landry had 10. Ricky Seals-Jones had 3 targets, 3 receptions. I don't know if he gets 3 a week. I'm interested. More than that, I'm really not. All right, Detroit is not playing, but Kansas City is. But Detroit, Marvin Hall had 3, Kerryon Johnson 3, Hawkinson 3. The only guy who had really not a lot of targets was Kenny Golladay, who had 9. So don't go crazy on the rest of Detroit there. Kansas City, Demarcus Robinson had 9, Kelsey 8, Watkins 6. So Mecole Hardman had 5. I don't know. That was a strange game. I think that's about right for the Chiefs moving forward, but we need Tyreek Hill back desperately. For Carolina, do you know that Christian McCaffrey had 10 targets and he had 10 receptions? What a stud. Greg Olsen only had 4. Samuel had 7. DJ Moore 5. Jarius Wright had 6. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Jarius Wright, 6 targets, 5 receptions for 59 yards. That's 10.9 points in a PPR league. Did you realize that? Yeah. For Houston, Hopkins had 8 targets and Fuller had 6. Carlos Hyde had 5 targets. And then all these tight ends, Akins with 4, Phils with 1. I don't know. I just don't like what's going on in Houston right now. It's hard to endorse that. Oakland and Indianapolis, Darren Waller leads the way with 8. Tyrell Williams had 7. Foster Moreau had 3. He's a tight end too. Out of 28 targets, the tight ends there got 11. That's a lot. It is. It's a lot. For Indianapolis, Doyle had 8. Campbell had 8. Hines had 6. Rogers had 6. Ebron had 5. Zach Pascal had 7. I told you this was going to happen. I told you this was going to happen. When T.Y. Hilton's not there, they all share. It's confusing. It is. It's very confusing. For the Chargers, Dontrell Inman, 7 targets. If Mike Williams is out, Dontrell Inman is in. Inman is in. Okay? Eckler 5, Keenan Allen 6. He'll have more this week for sure. Mark my words. It's Keenan Allen Roto week. Miami's not playing this week, but Preston Williams had 7. Drake had 5. Devontae Parker 4. Just know that Albert Wilson is going to get a bunch of targets when he returns. That's what he does. He's a target kind of guy. All right, Seattle and Arizona. Will Disley led the team. Did you know that he had 8 targets? Because Arizona's that bad against tight ends. Tyler Lockett only had 4 targets, but he had 4 receptions. DK Metcalf, only 4 targets. David Moore, 2. Chris Carson, 4. For Arizona, David Johnson had 11 targets. Fitzgerald had 5. Christian Kirk, 5. Christian Kirk not 100%. Where are those targets going to go to? Keyshawn Johnson, Trent Sherfield, got to see that. Not so sure. Tampa Bay and the Rams, Godwin had 14 targets. 14. Mike Evans had 7. Braid had 3. Don't kid yourself. Cameron Braid is part of this team. He will be overlooked, but I think he's interesting. For the Rams, Robert Woods had 15. Kupp had 15. Gurley had 11. Gerald Everett had 8. And Tyler Higbee had 7. 15 targets to the tight ends. Don't tell me the Rams don't use the tight end. They do. That's a lot. 15 targets, 9 receptions, 15 targets. Just throwing it out there. Most people are going to overlook that. We won't. We know better. All right, Chicago against the Vikings. Stephon Diggs had 7. Dalvin Cook had 8 targets, right? Kyle Rudolph, 1. Thielen, 6. Irv Smith, 1. So, Kirk Cousins not throwing to the tight end. Chicago, they spread him around. Robinson, 5. Robinson, 7. Wims, 5. Burton, 4. Montgomery, 5. Shaheen, 2. Miller, 3. Cohen, 5. Blah, 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 blah. I hate this team. This team is like San Francisco. You can't draft any Bears. You may root for the Bears, but you can't draft any Bears because they'll kill you. Anthony Miller, everybody loved Anthony Miller. The guy averages 3 or 4 targets a week. Right? All right, Jacksonville. DJ Chark had 8 targets. He led the team, by the way. D.D. Westbrook with 6. He does throw the tight end. Swaim had 4 targets, and O'Shaughnessy had 4. 8 targets. 1/4 of the targets for Jacksonville went to the tight end. Just throwing it out there. For Denver, Sanders had 9. Sutton had 9. Royce Freeman had 6. Phillip Lindsay only had 1. Interesting. Royce Freeman had more targets than Phillip Lindsay. Whoever would have thunk that? Seriously, in a million years, would you have ever thought that? I know I wouldn't have. All right. Dallas and New Orleans. Jason Witten, 4. Jarwin, 3. That's 7 targets for tight ends. Amari Cooper, 8. Zeke, 7. Randall Cobb, 6. Devin Smith is worthless. Cut him. New Orleans, Michael Thomas, 9. Jared Cook, 6. That was pretty good. Kamara, 3. Ted Ginn, 5. I like seeing 6 for Cook. And Josh Hill had 4. 10 targets. 10 out of 29 targets went to the tight end. That's interesting to me. I think Jared Cook might have a week this week against Tampa Bay. He's one of my sneaky starts. And finally, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Auden Tate, 6. Tyler Boyd, 6. Tyler Eifert, 5. Giovanni Bernard, 6. Mixon, 5. So they were throwing to the running backs a little bit. Pittsburgh, Samuels, and you can't even look at Pittsburgh. Seriously. That was like a middle school team. Who knows? But Connor and Jalen Samuels, both 8 targets each. And Juju only had 4. So if you're going to look at anything, look at the fact that Juju did not have that many targets. That's scary. Right? We need Juju to do better than that. If he doesn't, we're in big trouble. Look at the number of targets and at the percentage of targets, not of completions. So if Kirk Cousins throws the ball 33 times and 11 times goes to Dalvin Cook is getting 1/3 of his targets. Those are important numbers. Those are statistics that we can use. I am not very stats oriented when it comes to football. I'm not. But I look at. How many snaps? What percentage of snaps? What percentage of targets? What percentage of rushing attempts? You got to look at those basic things. I don't ask you for intricate things. I ask you for basic. Okay? But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. All right, check out my Start Sit article at si.com/fantasy. And of course, find all my stuff at fulltimefantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. This is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.